Back in the garage, the Tour Pack liner, chrome luggage rack. The fun part, I'm just gonna drill through. I'll admit it, I'm a fool of some ovaling. Looks super good. 3 strips across. So far, getting it. Got luggage rack installed. We got the inner liners. Shout out to Advanblack. What's up, CROOKS MOTO crew? So we're back in the garage. It's another day. We have the Advanblack Tour Pack. As you guys saw, we got this installed. So sick. We have it open right now. We have with us some additional parts to finally dial this thing completely in. So all right, so we've opened one of them. Well, technically, we've opened both of them, but we only did that because we needed to verify that we had them. So not really the unboxing you all came for, but bam. So right here we have, well, this is Velcro. We got some Velcro, but we have here the Tour Pack liners. This is the upper liner and the bottom liner. We have it here in this red and black combo, black leather, red stitching. Goes with our vibe on the bike already with some red accents, as you guys see. We have red stitching in our seat as well. So that's an awesome combo. Stoked to put this guy on there. We're gonna pull that out in a second. But the next thing we have is, all right, are you ready? A box. Inside this box, as you guys can pretty much already see, we have a chrome luggage rack. So Advanblack, man, so swift getting us parts and being able to get us just the rest of the parts for this installation. They just came through once again. It's super sick to have a company that just wants to be able to work with you and be able to send you stuff and, you know, is on top of their packaging. Advanblack does an insane job with the branding and the packaging. Everything is packaged so well. Everything comes with bubble wrap. Everything comes packaged individually. It's not just thrown in a box and sent to you. So I will say, I mean, everything's branded all the time. So yeah, so we got the luggage rack. It already has the hardware here in the bottom. Now, one trick with these is as you pull them out, right? They're all folded and stuff, right? So it's all folded. It's kind of wrinkled, all that. Little pro tip is you can heat these up just low in the dryer, just low temperature in the dryer, couple minutes, help buff those wrinkles out. So that's a little pro tip from the install video for Advanblack on their website. We got the top one here. Top one has a cutout for your dude here. Now you will need to take these 2 screws off and pull this little retractable unit out and get this cord in front of this guy. So that's about it. This guy does kind of shove, just kind of ever so slightly. You can just kind of shove this guy over like that. This thing's stitched exactly the way it needs to be able to kind of fold in to all the sections. So that is really freaking nice. Yeah, so we're gonna throw this in the dryer real quick. So just like that, we now officially have these guys out of the dryer, and yeah, they definitely look a lot better. Still a little wrinkly, but they definitely look a lot better, a lot less wrinkled. You know, I probably could have put them in a couple more minutes. I probably did only like 3 or 4 minutes. May throw this one back in for a couple more minutes, but overall we're good to go. Before though we install these, we got to install our rack, because especially for the top guy, we need our rack already in there and mounted before we go throwing the mounting hardware and all that kind of stuff up there. We got to get this guy going first. So the one thing we're going to do, we're going to throw some tape on this, so as we drill through, hopefully try and not crack the paint or really cause like a bunch of fraying. Obviously, take your own advice, drill with what you think you should. I'm no expert. I just grab the drill bits and we rock and roll. So let me throw some tape on this. All right, got it taped up. So now for the fun part. You may want to, here's the thing, a couple ways to do this part. Probably the smart part would maybe be to just take this mounting mechanism off and lay this guy down, you know, on somewhere where you can drill straight down. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do it the more sketchy way, and I'm just gonna hold on to this thing, and with my other hand, I'm just gonna drill through. One thing though that we're gonna do just to be triple sure is we're gonna take our luggage rack and just triple muck this up and just make sure our holes look about right. Those literally look perfect. They almost kind of slot in. So that's indeed our holes. Probably want to make sure of stuff before you go drilling into it, so. All right, I'll admit it, I'm a fool. Interjecting this video, so before you drill your holes, I use those holes from the bottom, right? Got this information online. Now, this other doohickey here is a perfect representation of where the holes need to be. And putting this guy over here, you line it up, and then I started noticing my holes were not as perfect as they needed to be. So, what I did, so I took this guy, flipped it over, put it on the top here, and got just a rough idea of where my holes were. Now, again, the hole down in the bottom, that little cutout is pretty big. So what I did was I made sure that I cut the hole big enough for that. In return, it resulted in a little bit of some ovaling on my original holes. And that's just because of how I originally cut them. Not a pro, not a profesh. We're just here at CROOKS MOTO, we do the dang thing. We throw parts on, we make them work. If we gotta do a little fab, that's fine. Cognizant before you drill, mark your holes, triple check your holes, make sure you kind of mock fit the rack on there and make sure it looks like it's gonna make it. Because if your holes are a little off, you don't wanna get to the part where I'm at and get an ugly looking big old hunker right there. Mark those beforehand and don't just wing it, because I winged it a little too much. Now we're gonna go for something bigger. We're gonna step up graciously just to make sure we don't go drilling too big, too quick. All right, so as you can see, we got some holes there. And maybe you wanna start with a bigger bit. I just decided to go small first. What I did was took a bolt from the bottom of the tour rack, or the rack, and just test fitted it in all these holes. Yep, feels good. If you got something to get in there and smooth that out, I would. Actually, let's see how we did. Hopefully it's not too bad. Oh, not too shabby. Little burr on this one, that's about it. So yeah, I mean, I'm really happy with that, how it came out. So yeah, gonna go ahead and get this test fit going. Now what we gotta do is just kind of come in and blow all this shit out. Normally I would have a compressor for this, but our compressor sucks. In a way, you could put the liner in there and catch it all and then into the garbage. That probably would have been the smarter call. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna get this cleaned up and then we'll move on to putting the rack on. All right, got it cleaned out. Just took a microfiber, just kind of got all the shavings and threw them all on the ground. So I'm gonna sweep that up later. But for now, we're gonna go ahead and get this rack test fitted up. So when you go to mock this on, make sure you put these little rubber bumpers at the bottom. These go on the bottom of the rack. Test fitting, we're just gonna make sure that these holes are where they need. So we're just gonna hold this guy in the back here. We're gonna grab our bolt, drop it once or twice. We're gonna throw it through one of these holes and just try to get it started a little bit. All right, I got that one started a little bit. Now here's the test. Looks like we got that guy started. So we got these top two started. Got the bottom one. All right, that's in as well. So we're just gonna throw that there. Just get a quick visual on this thing. Just make sure it looks good. It's obviously not tightened all the way, but it looks great. I mean, looks super good. I mean, this thing, like I said, once it's on, it's staying on. And I guess now that I can see it, you know, we got more bits of chrome here on the blacked out bike. A lot of people told me don't throw a bunch of chrome on this bike. It's already blacked out. I said no, I'm throwing a chrome pipe on. Eventually I might replace those flows with some chromes. We might even get chrome bars and chrome risers. I love chrome, and I also love it next to black. So that's why we went chrome here. That's why we went chrome down here, just to give a little bit of bling parts on this bike. So I think this is good to go. Yeah, and then we'll tighten it up, and then we're freaking good to go. Like I said, be sure, mock up those holes, use this little plastic guy that you get, or if you for some reason don't have this, use that and mock it up first, because like I said, those holes do kind of need to be perfect for it all to fit correctly. Right now everything's just hand tightened. Got a size 10 socket here. Just gonna tighten these guys up. All right, it's tightened down pretty solid. You're gonna obviously tell that my holes weren't perfect because the bushings are kind of smashed in an interesting way. Looks freaking awesome. Looks really good. Black would have definitely been cool. It would have made it a little more subtle. But something about just the chrome luggage rack, I just wanted it to pop. That's why we went with kind of the black handles. Wanted the handles to go, you know, kind of fade in, but I wanted this top piece to just be kind of like a bling piece, kind of like you got the pipe, kind of like you got that. So yeah, anyways, I'm stoked on this. We're gonna go ahead and clean up the tour pack again, because I had to obviously get in there and oval out my holes a little bit. So gonna get that cleaned up real quick, and then we'll get on to installing the inner liner. So let's get that going. So to do the inner liner, you're gonna need your roll that came with the liner, pair of scissors. We're gonna basically just take some strips here and we're gonna throw one like here, 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 maybe one there, definitely one here, definitely one here, definitely one there, and back here. And really just kind of like get a bunch of long, nice strips, maybe one or two across the plate here, and basically throw those on. We're gonna start with the bottom one first, and then work our way up to the top guy. So let's get going. All right, guys, so that took quite some time to get this all good to go, but I've gotten all the tape. We'll pretty much use the entire roll. I have another roll for the top, which is good, but for the bottom, so I put a strip here and here, 3 strips across, one there, one there, one down here, one down here, one down here, 2 strips here, 2 strips here, and then strips in the corners. So I think it's all good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this guy on, and we're gonna see how well it sticks. I'm assuming by using the entire thing, I should be pretty good. And we're just gonna kind of slide it in. Probably gonna be a little difficult to get it all dialed in. You're probably gonna have to like pull it around and re-stick it, all that good stuff, because I'm noticing so far not really in the corner very well. Probably there's probably an upside to not doing a crazy amount, which is you could probably get it in and out a lot easier. But so far, getting it kind of stuck up in there. I'm just kind of working my way from one corner to another. Just kind of working this front section first. So as you guys see, I'm just kind of starting from the corner and getting kind of the corner pushed in first. All right, so we now have, I put the stickies on here. As you guys can see, we got like 1 strip on these inner areas, a couple strips here, 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 back there. And we got to take this guy off and pull it out. And that's just so we can slide that guy over. Then we'll throw this guy on and we'll be done. All right, so tour pack is installed. The top liner is officially in, and we had to take this part off here, pull that guy out, and run it through here, and then just reinstall it. I would highly suggest having somebody hold this when you take this off, because it definitely wants to bend past this point that the guard holds it on. But yeah, it's finished. It's ready to rock. Shout out to Advanblack for sending us this tour pack for the Road Glide ST. Pretty rad. I think it's ready for the trip. Got luggage rack installed today. We got the inner liners installed today. Super simple install. Be sure to check the previous video for the installation of the whole tour pack. And be sure to check out some of the other videos on CROOKS MOTO. Thanks again for watching. See you on the next one.